name is John Wagner, W-A-G-N-E-R, and I'm from Chatham County. And I'm here because this is an incredibly important topic and crisis for our country, as some of the previous speakers have said. Duke Energy and Dominion want to cut a pipeline gash across the middle of our state. It'll go from the Virginia border through eastern North Carolina and end in Robeson County. The gash is a gash through property rights for corporate gain, and it's wrong. The result of the presidential election showed that people are tired of working hard and having their quality of life and their finances get worse. But that's exactly what this plan does that Duke is proposing. It damages the quality of life, and financially, it's crazy. Energy conservation, solar and wind power create more jobs than fossil fuel energy. Solar and wind don't have spills. They don't contaminate our rivers and our groundwater. Pipelines and fracked gas power plants risk our drinking water and contaminate the air that we breathe. I have friends in Pennsylvania that I've visited frequently and been in their communities. And these are people who have had their wells contaminated, who've had their health wrecked, and their property values dropped to worthless. I have one friend who left.
Sorry. That was my fault. Sorry. Continue.
Who had to abandon her house because the pipeline and the compressor stations by her home made it worthless. And she couldn't live there because of her health, so she just left it. Duke Energy has coal ash dumps all over the state that are draining toxins into North Carolina's drinking water. We don't need another fossil fuel project to destroy our health and our environment. Water is essential to life, and we're seeing the fires in western North Carolina that are because of droughts. I have a daughter who lives in California who's dealing with severe drought in her area. Water is precious. It makes no sense to frack Pennsylvania and West Virginia and Ohio and Oklahoma and California and destroy millions of gallons of fresh water for every frack job. Every time it's done, it's millions of gallons of fresh water that's intentionally contaminated. It's not an accident. It's part of the process. And when you put them all together, every year we're losing trillions of gallons of fresh water to fracking contamination. So it's not just an issue of the pipeline, it's the whole process of the fracking through the pipeline, the leaks along the pipeline, the leaks from the fracking, and then you burn it. It's a fossil fuel, it gets burned. And that process leaks and produces more greenhouse gases. So this is an incredibly dangerous and unnecessary thing for Duke to take on. We have solar, we have wind. North Carolina's got some of the best wind resources in the entire East Coast. If we did offshore wind, we could provide huge amounts of electricity, and there was a federal study that said we could provide almost the entire East Coast just from offshore wind. So we don't need to do this. It's totally unnecessary. In April of 2016, Dominion, who's the other company that's working with Duke on trying to build this pipeline, presented to the North Carolina Utilities Commission a report. And if you flip through it, you'll hit this. This is a graph over the next 15 years of the cost of natural gas. This isn't coming from some radical group. This is coming from one of the companies that wants to build this pipeline. As the price goes up, they aren't going to pay that extra cost. You, the taxpayers, the people of North Carolina, will be having their costs go up and up and up. It isn't necessary. solar and wind are doing the exact opposite. Over the same time span, it's going to continue dropping. It will get cheaper and cheaper. It will save us money, and you don't have spills, you don't have explosions, you don't have fires, and you don't worsen greenhouse gases and the climate. So, our choice is simple. It's an economic choice, but it's more than that, it's a moral choice. We can allow Duke and Dominion to steal our property for their pipeline, contaminate our water and soil, or we can move North Carolina towards a clean energy source that doesn't contaminate the water, doesn't require fracking, doesn't steal private property rights, and is sustainable. The sun and the wind will not run out. And that's the way we need to go. And Mac, you've been asking people why they're passionate about it. I've been working on water issues for decades. I really care about clean water. I waited around in the streams of Georgia as a job that I did for 3 years, looking at the stream life, the macroinvertebrates, the mayflies, the stoneflies, the mussels, the clams. And I know how sensitive they are to pollution. It doesn't take very much to totally disrupt that stream life. But I'm also concerned about environmental justice. And I'm a member of the North Carolina Environmental Justice Network, which is working on all the ways that the rich get richer and they give their waste products to the rest of the communities. And I'm about to become a grandfather. I will become a grandfather in March. And I have 2 daughters. I'm concerned about the world that we're going to give them. And now I'm concerned about the life of my grandchild. This is a totally unnecessary project. It makes no sense. And we need to stop it. And we can stop it.